Oh boy, happy Sunday, Joes. Today we're taking a look at the retro carded Duke figure from the classified line. I just got him. I cannot wait to get him open. But looking at the packaging first, before we move into this too far, this is really nice. This is very much the classic, old school, like 80s Joe packaging. Nice art of Duke here, very reminiscent of the original figure. All the accessories in the inside here, backpack, headset, everything. This is a huge, huge box. Like I feel like we're kind of underestimating it. Like here he is next to like a regular size box. My most recent review of Rock and Roll, it dwarfs it in size. This is a ginormous card back. And honestly, I'm gonna open this one up, but I might want to get another one just to keep it in the card back because it looks really good. Like this looks really nice. As usual, warning: choking hazard. Don't put it in your mouth. 4 and up. There's the Hasbro logo in the corner there. Nothing on the side. On the back, though, we have the file card, which is all in just different languages. It doesn't have all the stuff that came in like the original ones. Like for instance, let me grab this. This is the original version of the card files. This is Cobra Commanders. As you can see, there is a notable difference in word space because they have to fit in all the different languages and such. But like for what I have on here right now, it is Duke, Hauser, Conrad S. Roll First Sergeant, Paramedic Specialty Airborne Infantryman, Secondary Specialty Artillery, Small Arms Armor, Birthplace, St. Louis, St. Louis. Where's that one at? I can't remember what MO is. I'm blanking on that. Graduated top of his class at Airborne School. After running 4 different Special Forces schools, he turned down a commission to instead service acting First Sergeant of G.I. Joe. And that's very much the case. There will be more on there, of course, on the original card back, but we have it in different languages here. I don't know which ones are on here, for instance, but no, there's a lot of them on here. You can see all the other figures that are in this wave. We have Recondo, Scarlet, Duke, all the legal jargon you need right here, GIJoe.com. If you go there, it leads you to nothing. But I'm not looking at the packaging. I want to get him open. And here we have First Sergeant Conrad Hauser out of the packaging, and he looks amazing. Genuinely, they completely knocked it out of the park this time. This is one of the best looking classified figures they've released so far. I mean, it is straight up just a rip from the cartoon. I mean, there's nothing else. It is just basically they pulled it straight from the cells. It's exactly what it looks like. I have him here on the pose that he is on the box art, of course. This is what he looks like out of the packaging. But man, I can't get over how good this looks and how well they've done with this, especially compared to the original release, which is, I don't have the original release, but I have this version, which is not bad. I'm not going to say it's bad. I actually quite like this one. But this is just leagues better. It's so much better. I'm kind of surprised that this wasn't the first one that they did. Like, I know that now we have like pinless tech and everything, and this came at a bit more of a higher price point and has more accessories, but like the fact that it didn't just look like this first release, first time around, it's kind of shocking. And it's making me really excited to get the retro Cobra Commander that they're going to release. Because I didn't get the His tank, so I don't have that version, but I will be getting the one that they're going to releasing here soon. Because having those two on my shelf, leading the Joes and Cobra, vice versa, will look amazing. Again, here's the thing. I really, really like this guy. I do have some problems, though, which we'll get to in a bit. I really like him. But the issue for me is that he stands out quite a bit, especially compared to like other Joes. Like here, for instance, here's Rock and Roll. Rock and Roll looks really good. This is a really good looking figure. But the issue I have with this is that he looks like this Duke looks like it's pulled out of a specific year, like a very specific year, in that year being 1983. But he looks like he's pulled from that year, whereas a lot of the other modern figures look like they are emulating their original look, but are still something new. This is just original recipe Duke. Like it's exactly what this is. This is just regular Duke, and I don't have a problem with that. But it is weird when you put them like side by side and you take pictures and things. It looks like almost comical. Like here, for instance, here's Recondo. Like here's Tiger Recondo. He looks out of place. Here's Shipwreck. He looks basically the same, but still a little out of place. I don't know. I think it's just some sort of cognitive dissonance in my head that is like this is this is not quite the way it should be. But it's still great, and I really want to take a closer look at it. So let's take him off the base here and move him a little closer. So taking a closer look at Duke, I mean, this, like I said, this thing is fantastic. Really good figure, looks super great. I mean, starting from top to bottom, this head sculpt is immaculate. It is so good. It looks like Captain America, which I mean is quite fitting for Duke, to be fair. He is the Boy Scout. But it is just like, look at that jawline, the chin, the nose, everything. This is like very much your prototypical 80s man's man, like an action hero almost. He's not nearly as jacked as some of those 80 action heroes, but he's still quite large. You know, got the U.S. flag here on the side. He's got a pin here. This whole assembly, this is a little loose, but you put the backpack on it, it's fine. I don't really have any problem with it. I'd probably keep it on. I don't think I'll ever take it off. He looks weird without it. Nice belt with pouches, a nice green, a textured belt. I don't know how it's picking up, but there's a unique texture from the belt to the pants. Pockets on the back. There is, of course, the pistol holster here. There's a knife boot sheath, which is really nice. There's some pockets here on the side and everything. Rolled up sleeves. He's putting some work in. Now, here's the thing. I think that this is picking up a different skin tone, the wrist versus the hand. In person, you barely notice it. Like I'm looking at it over the camera right now, and it looks exactly the same on both sides. I think the camera makes it look a little more extreme because I've seen people talk about that where the skin tone looks different. When you get it in hand, you can't tell. I'll tell you this much, you just can't tell. It looks exactly the same. And if it bothers you that much, I mean, I guess you could just do your own little work and repaint it some, or put some gloves on. You know, that also works. But I really don't have any issue with it. The coloring choice that they went with here for this Duke is very much not the cartoon look, because cartoon Duke had a much yellower top, and the pants were a lot like greener, like more green than this. Like I think like a brighter green. But I really like this. It's not necessarily a muted color. It's more of a toned down, and it works better for like shelf and images and everything. It doesn't look nearly as out of place. You can see there's a green inner shirt here on the top right here on the collar. There's pockets in the front. Everything. The boots are a really nice brown. I'm not entirely sure what the lace situation there is. I guess they're not laced up. I guess you just slide them in. I'd expect them to be laces, but that's just me. This looks super good. It really does. I don't know what to say other than, hey, it's really good. You should go buy it. Because you should. You should go buy this. Because it's just such a standout Duke figure that you kind of need it. Like even if you have the original release, I keep bringing it up because it's the comparison you have to make. I keep bringing it up, but that original Duke is good, but this is just, it's like an objective upgrade. It is just objectively better in every way. And one of the ways I have to say is the molding and the plastic material that they used. I think it's simply because of pinless joints, but these forearms and these legs and everything, they don't wibble, they don't wobble, they don't warp. Like if I bring, for instance, the original Duke over, like these warping joints over here as well, like it's just the quality of the material of the plastic is much better. So you really ought to get this. Of course, the pouch here and everything. I'm in awe of how good this looks. Genuinely, I'm in awe of how good it looks. But yeah, that's enough gawking. Let's look at the articulation here very quickly. Head is on a ball joint, of course, so it can look all which ways. There's a dumbbell joint at the bottom here, so you can move a little bit. It's not too much. There is no ab crunch. There are two ball joints here, which I much prefer because it doesn't break up the sculpting as much, and you can get a lot more, I'd say, natural range of motion. So there's a lot of motion there. Butterfly joints, which actually go back quite far, which is nice. Usually butterfly joints don't go that far back. And forward's pretty far as well. So, you know, if you want, you can get them in the vamp, driving it pretty well. The shoulder goes up like that, full 360 here. Swivel at the bicep, double jointed, pinless elbows. They're a little tight, but I've been around for a little while, so it loosened up pretty easily. There is a up and down swivel on the right trigger finger hand, and a side to side swivel on the left trigger finger hand. He also has a set of fisted hands, but they just go like that. Drop down hips, of course, because it's a Joe figure. Lock them back in. Swivel at the upper thigh. Double jointed pinless knees, which is very nice. There's a swivel at the calf and a up and down 4-finger pin 4 rocker on the foot. So, you know, basically everything that you get with a classified figure on Duke, and it works really, really well. You really don't need to do much with them, but hey, it's good. I mean, I got nothing to say. Now, as for the accessories, there are a lot of them. This guy comes flooded with them. Starting off here, there's of course the base plate, which is very nice. This is a different kind of material than the original ones. This is more of a matte black as opposed to the shiny black, which I prefer because this doesn't catch fingerprints as clearly as the other one does. But hey, I appreciate a nice base plate stand. I kind of wish all Joe's figures came with them, but hey, you know what? That's fine. I'm not that bothered by it. He has here one of his two main rifles. This is the classic cartoon laser rifle, and I love it. I love that we get these. I kind of wish that all Joes came with these, so that way everyone could have one of the classic cartoon laser rifles. It's weird. The Grunt and the Scarlet figure also come with these. I should be having a video for that Scarlet as soon as the Amazon pre-order goes through. But that Scarlet also has one. It's a different color. Same for the Grunt one. They're not all uniform colors, which I kind of don't like. I kind of wish they all were the same color, so that way they would all look more uniform. But that's just me. This is really nice though. It is straight up just ripped from the panels, not panels, but from the episodes, the cartoon. This is just dead on. This is also like a softer plastic, which sucks. I hate the fact that all these guns are all softer plastic because they warp and bend so easily. Like I know that the team is working on getting better material for the plastic for the weapons. I appreciate that, but man, I wish it would come sooner because I hate these soft warping plastic guns. Speaking of soft warping plastic guns, we have Duke's classic original toy grease gun, same one that Stalker comes with, same one that a lot of figures come with. I have a bunch of these now. I have this one in green now, which is cool. However, it is super bendy. Like, whoa. Like, this thing is gonna, I feel like I'm gonna snap it. Like, it's all warped and gooey. And for instance, here's the normal black one, and I don't have any issues with that. This thing is staying together. It's not moving or anything. The plastic now is a little higher than I want, but like this thing is solid. It's not going anywhere. You compare it to the other one, and it is like this thing is. I hate that. That really sucks. But much like all the other ones, you can take the magazine out, except for this one doesn't really want to move with it because they're both soft plastic, so they kind of get stuck together. That really sucks. That really is the big thing that I have a problem with this set is that those guns are so gooey and low quality, and it really kind of drops it for me. But still, you should get it just for Duke. But here's his knife also, which is also super bendy and warpable. Like it's a rubber prop knife. I mean the quality. I mean what it looks like is really nice. Have a very nice silver blade and a brown handle and a gold like studded like pommel, which is really nice. It looks really cool, and it goes into his boot. But it's all warped and bendy. And for his final weapon, he has this little sidearm, which is I'm guessing some sort of Glock with a modification, like a muzzle brake or something. Like I don't know. It's like a little weird. Maybe it's like a flashlight on the bottom or something. I don't know. It's very odd looking. I would have preferred like a 1911 or something, like the one that Chuckles came with. But hey, you know what? I'm probably not gonna have him using that much. I'm probably gonna have him hold the laser sci-fi gun. But hey, there is also, of course, the classic binoculars that the original toy came with, which actually he does hold, and they do actually look pretty nice if you get some pictures of them. I took some, so it actually looks pretty good, all things considered. So yeah, you can have those hang on his neck, or you can have him hold them if you want. And he has a set of alternate punching hands, which is really nice. I really like how rarely, but whenever we do get them, alternate hands on a classified figure, I really appreciate that because it lends so much more to photo taking and having just kind of like a more of a relaxed thing going on where he's not always have to be holding his weapon, but it's just a nice to have an extra set of hands and they go on there fairly easily and it's nice. He also has his helmet here, which is again classic toy helmet. This is such a perfect rendition of the old 80s original figure helmets. Like looks like the one that Grand Slam had, or Flash, or Original Hawk. Like this is just dead on to what they were, even with the weird visor, which really doesn't look like it would do much, but it's there, and it's just a big bowl helmet, and I appreciate that. As for the main last accessory, it is a backpack. This is Duke's backpack. This is the exact same one that came in the original release and the Tiger Force release, except it's different mold. It's got more paint application, and it's got this really nice bit on here. I don't know why it's being picked up, but it says G.I. Joe, a real American hero. Wherever there's trouble, either land, sea, or air, G.I. Joe is there. That is the first lyric for the theme song, which is really nice. That's really cool. They did not need to add that at all, but the fact that they did is super fun, and now I wish the shovel was removable so I could have him holding it. But yeah, and this is a thick piece of plastic. This is solid. This is a solid brick of plastic. But yeah, no, that just really nice. Nice backpack piece. Nice overall. The accessories are really good. Now, as for size comparison, here he is next to Rock and Roll, my most recent review, and they look really good together. Two big blonde dudes just hanging out. Really nice. And if you are reading the Duke comics, you'll know that they have had a couple encounters together. Really cool to read that. Go pick up those books, those Duke books by Joshua Williamson. They're really, really good. They're 100% worth the read. They're on issue 4 right now. It's a 6-issue mini, so it's not that long. Go read it. Just go support it. And the Cobra Commander book, too. Do that as well. And in that very same comic, he is good buddies with Clutch. Oh, he just fell over. And in that very same comic, he is good friends with his buddy Clutch, who most recently came with the Vamp, and they look really good together as well. These are 2 very new releases, and I'm very happy to have them. And Duke, by the way, looks really good in the Vamp. I took a picture earlier, and it looks really, really solid. So if you have your Vamp, put Duke in it. Looks good. And here he is next to fellow Blondie and my favorite Joe, Chuckles. They look really good together. Oh, come on. And here he is next to fellow Blondie and my personal favorite Joe, Chuckles. They look really good together. Really, really solid. Duke is a little bit taller, it looks like. He's got a little bit of height on him. So, yeah, good for Duke. It makes sense. Duke would be the tallest, to be honest. All right, and here he is next to, I don't know how well this is going to work for the camera. Oh, here he is next to the Vamp. Oh, that thing's really heavy. I think it's real heavy. But yeah, this is about what you'd expect from Duke next to a big old Jeep. And so there is my review of the retro-carded classified Duke. And he is fan-flippin-tastic. I really, despite all the problems I have with the weird warpy guns and everything, and the knife and everything, those are really minor compared to just how this Duke makes me feel like inside my heart. It's just so good. They nailed it perfectly this time around. This is the best looking Duke they've released and probably will ever release. I don't see a way that they could make this better. And we're running low on Joes in the line now. I feel like but the weird thing is, I feel like we're only getting bigger now. Like I feel like the line is only getting better. Like we've already hit like a majority of those classic Joe hits that people want, but we're only going up. Like we had the Hiss tank and the Dragonfly we shipping this year, and we're getting to the HasLab this year, and we're getting vehicles with the Vamp and everything. And I really feel like it's just a good sign for the Joe toy line, for the classified line, that they put this figure out, this classic perfect Duke, and like we're still not done. Like we still have so much more to do. So thank you so very, very much for watching this video. If you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe. Everything you need to do in order for me to keep doing these videos that I love to make. So go do that. Go check my Instagram, Twitter. Go join the Discord server down below. It's all G.I. Joe themed. So please go do that. I will see you next time. Yo, Joe.